Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Solasta, Crown of the Magister. So we're back for another special sponsored video, courtesy of Tactical Adventures. They were kind enough to reach out as I guess to promote the Sorcerer class edition that they've just added. They're still developing this game. They've got apparently quite a lot still left in store, and I'm kind of excited for that. I realize wizards and sorcerers, they exist in the same vein, but I don't know, I've always been a sorcerer boy. It's something about wizards, they just felt kind of slow, they felt kind of bookish, they didn't feel, nearly as powerful, and I realize it's all just purely flavor, but, it is what it is. Anyway, so I've made a sorcerer here, his name is Havas, going along with, pre-made characters that I had from the last video, Sentinel, Weirdbeard, and Judicator. Anyway, so they've added the Sorcerer Plus. They have three new bloodlines? I guess three bloodlines, two of which I didn't recognize. Maybe it's just my fault for not looking at sorcerers recently. But so they have the standard draconic bloodline. You pick what dragon you're associated with, what element they're associated with, and you get abilities based on that. And they also have the mana painter, which is what I have. I don't actually think the face paint is associated with the mana painter, but I like to pretend it is. But so the mana painter has a lot of features about getting sorcerer points back so you can cast more spells. And then there's the Child of the Rift, who is a little bit more kind of wild magic-ish. And from what I could tell, it was also kind of about getting some spell points back, but at the cost of health. But also, they actually had a really neat ability, and if I trusted RNG in my favor a little bit more, I would potentially go for it. But effectively, every time you cast a spell levels 1 through 5, you'd roll a die 20, and if you rolled a 20, the spell was just free. So if you're really good at rolling and that 5% keeps proccing in your favor, you get to be a veritable spell arsenal and no one can stop you. Anyway, so beyond that, we are going to be checking out, instead of just playing the Solasta campaign, because we cannot import a new character in, at least yet. I hope they add that at some point, actually. That would be really lovely. But since we can't import the sorcery into our pre-existing run, we are instead going to be playing the Caer Falcarn custom adventure that they made to showcase the Dungeon Maker mode, which I think is really cool, actually, just in terms of, I used to play Neverwinter Nights all the time. I made my own custom dungeons. They were garbage, but it was fun, and so I kind of want to see how this goes. And beyond that, more generally, for Solasta, if you've never seen it before, you control 4 heroes, each with unique skills that complement one another, so, I spread it out a little bit, so we got the Rogue to get into places, Cleric to heal us, Ranger for survival and traveling the world, and so on and so forth. And over the course of the campaign, especially in the main story, each character actually has their own personality and dialogue and stuff, and it's kind of procedurally generated based on the choices that you made at character creation that kind of determines what their personality is. And they will talk to each other, they will sass each other, they will be outright mean to each other if that is kind of their preset personality. It's actually really cool. Most games it's way better than the Icewind Dale system, where you just had a bunch of totally silent people that just never interacted with each other. That was weird. The other quick thing is that, also, if you have not seen the gameplay for this, Solasta Crown of the Magister prides itself in being rather vertical, versatile with its environments. It's a bit of both. Oftentimes with CRPGs, it's a very flat plane with a couple of obstacles, maybe like an upraised platform that you can fight from. But in Solasta, you can climb, you can jump, you can use terrain actually to your advantage, shooting fire down on your foes from below, and they can't reach you because they're melee and they're bad at jumping, so on and so forth. It's a really cool system, and it's something that I also really want to see everybody else learn from and take note of, because it is so much more satisfying getting into a fight with a bunch of enemies and, just absolutely schooling them because I have the high ground. And lastly, Solasta Crown of the Magister released on Steam in 1.0 back on May 27th, effectively the level, I think it's like level 1 to 10 campaign, the main story is completely finished. So at this point, all they're just adding is more content beyond that. And reviews were good. Reviews are good. I like this game a lot, and I can't wait to play more of it. Caravans out of Caer have been attacked in recent months. The Stonefist mercenary has its hands full escorting caravans. The Kenard of Caer has hired adventurers to track down the culprits to put an end to their raids. After a couple of false starts, the adventurers have managed to follow raiders into the old mines near Caer Falcarn, an abandoned Manacallan settlement at the border between the Marches and the Principality of Masgarth. Okay, so this is a manually generated or hand-generated dungeon using the Dungeon Maker, so it's not going to quite have the same level of like detail that the main campaign has. Whoop. Oh no, that was just them climbing and jumping around. Okay. One thing, now that I'm thinking about it, is I'm actually going to turn the voices down a little bit. There's not going to be, like, as much for cutscenes. At least I don't think. At least voice-acted ones. That is, I mean, that's really hard to add as part of, like, a dungeon crafting system. I should probably actually light something up while we're here. Need a flaming item. Hold up. Oh, wait. Yes. Cast spell. I think I missed. Nope, didn't miss. Okay, not as useful as I'd like it to be, though. Let's just cast light on the dwarf. We got a couple of characters that can't see very well in the dark, and it would be silly of me not to. Hello? Who be fighting? Oh! We be fighting. It goblin time. Alright. Judicator. Rush. Oh. Not just that. We got a close-up goblin. So I could actually hit them with the mace. I could. Now this is... I believe this is a dex save. Goblins are kind of good at that. 3 out of 5. Alright. Let's not do that. Let's actually get her behind cover here. And wallop. Let's see what else we got. Shield of Faith and Healing Word. Nah, no thank you. Okay, so Weirdbeard and Sentinel still have turns. Poor Havas, on the other hand, is in trouble. Alright. Frankly, I'm just going to hope that nobody shoots at Havas. He is by and far my least durable character, and I should have probably been a lot more careful leading into this, but is what it is. Just end turn. Alright, and Sentinel. Frankly, let's just get up in here. And let us... bow? Which one? You. Good shot. That didn't kill him. Almost dead, though. Okay, so please don't take a shot at the most vulnerable boy. Why would you shoot the most vulnerable of the boys? Okay, strike one or more enemies with projectiles that can't miss. I mean, frankly, when it comes down to it, 1d10 fire, you know what? Let's just Hail Mary and see if we can kill him. Wow. That was not much of a Hail Mary. Frankly, as far as a hail, that was more of like a weak whisper and maybe kind of a sad fart. But, whatever. Okay, so that's the really injured one. Frankly, when it comes down to it, let's do... I'm gonna try and pop... Nope, can't pop him with the Sacred Flame. Could try and pop either of these guys with the Sacred Flame instead. It ranks... I am just doing miserably in terms of some of these things. Anyway, let's heal up Havas. I might as well use a healing word while we're here. There we go. That's the stuff. Alright. Well,
that's the way.
That's the good hit. I think we get a second attack now that I'm thinking about it. Heck yeah. Two-weapon fighting is one of my favorite things in D&D. Is it practical? Not always, but I love it. I remember playing KOTOR 1. Not exactly D&D, but still. Very much based off of the D&D rule set back in the day. And one of the things that I remember kind of fondly was not understanding how two-weapon fighting worked. Okay, now question. I messed with this in the settings previously, and I think they should still be active. Yeah, encumbrance is nil. I realize that not everybody agrees with this sort of thing, but from my perspective, I like looting everything, and I don't like having to cart it all back. That's a giant pain in the ass, and I don't want to deal with it. Mushrooms do not look very appetizing, but sauteed, perhaps? It's pretty good, actually. I'm looking... I want to see if they have any of these level segments that really show off the verticality side of things. Because I feel like that could be really cool. Seeing some custom arenas. Do you hear that? Behind the door. The unmistakable grunting of goblins. Okay, so I got a quick save. Frankly, I think I'm going to go round. And we should probably also just do cautious. We already got... I'm not going to call it ambushed once. Such a cozy place. Pity we don't have any more ale from Mistress Warmhearth. Okay, so camping spot, nothing too fancy. I'll leave it for now. We are more than prepped for our journey. Lots of rations. Quick question. Please tell me we've got thieves' tools. Poisoner's kits and thieves' tools. Okay. I did see for this specific map that they made. Oh, did I not actually loot that? Hey? Oh, I see. It's probably just a place where I can put things. Anyway, I did see for this specific adventure module that they put together, there are no thieves' tools on the map. So if you do decide to do this, make sure that one of your characters starts with thieves' tools. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on some loot. It's not a big deal, but it's sad. Okay. I'm going to open the door and hope they don't immediately spot me. I see a couple of gobos. I'm going to go around. Because it seems like the door is a really direct point, whereas this might be like a good ambush spot. I could be very wrong. We will see. It might just be something else. Well, it's an alternate way around at the very least. Alright. Sentinel. Should be good at disarming traps. More than good enough with disarming traps. Dang! Alright. Grab the likes of them all. And onwards. Yeah, if I can... Oh, if I can get the jump on them, I'm going to be a happy camper. I really got to sit down and actually record, what, episode 2 of this game. It's one of those I'm trying a new schedule. Trying a new something or other. Okay, who do we lead with? Actually... Oh, they noticed me. Boy, there's a bunch of them. Okay, let me think about this. I've thought about it. Oh. Gosh, does he only have that much movement? That's rough. Yeah, the main problem is just we don't have that great of cover where we're at. And considering he's pretty hard to hit baseline, 16 AC is nothing to sniff at. We're just going to leave him out in the open. The one we have to worry about really is just Havis. Because he's got 9 HP and not that much clout. Okay. Enemies in a 4 square area. Wait, hold up. Oh, wait, no. Most of these guys are probably ranged. Cast spell. Enemies in a 4 square area are restrained. Yeah, I don't think it's really going to work for me. Alright. Let me see. Magic missile. Who can I hit? Just that guy? Alright. No magic missile then. Let's just hit him with a firebolt. He dead? No. He ain't dead. Okay. She's got an AC of 5. Not bad. And we are still stealthy. Which confuses a little bit. Me a little bit. Alright. So now we get the lay of the land. Should be fine. Ow. Ow! Rude. How dare you hurt my dwarf like that? Ow! What happened with these goblins? They got punchy. Alright, so Weirdbeard is mostly fine. I'm just gonna go with a bless. And then it doesn't look like we got a healing word. But I'll move her forward because she's actually got the highest AC of anybody. Okay. So what are we looking at? Frankly, full skirmish. It punch time. I want to leverage my double attacks here as best as possible. Oh, that's a tough goblin. Alright. Let's do magic missile. Who among them? He can't hit beans. Alright, cast spell. Acid Splash. Oh, Acid Splash hits 2 enemies. Useful. Okay, in that case, what I think I'm going to do is actually just go straight for the magic missile and hit that guy behind cover. Might as well make him dead, then get back behind cover. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Can't do anything else. Oh.
If it doesn't kill you.
Well, that didn't work out for me. Look, I'm so used to games not having opportunity attacks. Well, it fine. Ow. It fine, but it hurt. Oh, and we're out of level 1 spells. Well, never mind. Not nearly as fine as I thought it was going to be. We are actually oh, in bad places. Alright. That was weaker looking goblin than I thought it... There we go. Yeah, that one's way weaker. Let's see. I don't know if there's like a state... Ah! With a medicine check. I guess I'll leave that for a bit. I'm just gonna stay in range because... Ouch! Goblins! Oh, I see. We just didn't do any damage to this guy. Well, you know what? We're gonna need a rest after this because... Like all level 1 encounters, I thought that was just a tough goblin. I was wrong. I forget what you're supposed to do in these situations. Loot, I guess. Let's start with that. Alright. We got the treasure. My ambush was... I'm not going to say an abject failure, but... Boy howdy, I could have done better. Can I just go rest? We had this campsite over here. Let's just try and rest and maybe they'll warp over. Unconscious. Unable to act until awoken. Must gather your party together. Okay. Character actions. Let's just send these two. There's got to be something I can do. I've never had a character go unconscious on me before. Cast spell. No. Well, I definitely don't want to do attack. I guess we're healing other. That's the best we got for the time being. Well, fie on me for not using cover to my benefit. And assuming that those goblins would not somehow magically be able to absolutely beast me. I was just talking about this earlier today, too. D&D rules sometimes, like, I've gotten killed by peasants with scythes before, and it is rough. Alright, what do we have here? We got a box full of... Patats? Herbalism kit? Another healing potion. Which is actually really good. I guess on any of these characters now I'm thinking about it. There we go. What's this, though? It looks like a notice board, which is odd why the goblins would have it. Closed and locked till we solve the current issues. Cannot be opened. Fair enough. Looks like there's a little bit more than current issues here. I'm gonna turn the music up by a stitch. There we go. This banner, it's not a goblin banner. Weird. Oh, there's something else down here. Alright, and it's more... Small toolsmith toolkit. Got it. Alright. Send Sentinel in, grab stuff. Looks like there's more here. Plus treasure chest. Now, sadly, I don't think we get EXP for disarming traps. New trap should do the trick. Let's see how it works tonight. Well, fair. I would love to see one of these games kind of tackle a West Marches style, where you have like a bunch of micro-campaigns, where you get to port your characters between them freely. Sure, might not be the most balanced thing ever, but like it'd be kind of fun. What are they hiding behind those closed doors? Dogs! Oh, this... Okay, which dog goes first? That one does. Too late, doesn't matter. Oh, dang. That's not what I wanted. Who wants to bet I'm gonna have to go camping immediately after this? The classic D&D story. Fought one thing. It sucked. That's why I'd always play, like, clerics or druids with really high armor class. Ooh. Oh, bite with advantage. Got it. Okay, so what's she got? The main question is... Am I considered flanking? I don't know. Yes. As long as there's another player in the area. Oh, but not enough. Okay, cast spell. We are just going to smorgasbord for a second here. 1, 2, and 3.
Nobody has your skills. Bravo!
There we go. That softens them up. Unfortunately, my party is not necessarily the strongest in melee yet. I'm working on that business. Ooh, big hit. Big hit. Big hit. And then dog. Actually hits the cleric. We might be okay here. Yep. More than okay. Perfect. Wolf, your knowledge is increased. I mean, it's just bestiary stuff. Okay, I think we want to go for that. Huh. Okay. Let's quick check this side just to see if there's anything here. Aha! Yep. There always is. What is this? Hide armor. Oh, it's not great. Yeah, it's... Hide armor is kind of garbage. I don't know. It's weird with Dungeons and Dragons how many different pieces of armor are just kind of not actually that good. Why was the stone block here? Ooh, I forgot. They had like a really substantive map system. Oh, you know... maybe?
I don't like it either.
Oh, I see. There was a crawl space there. I was like, there's something. There's somewhere I can go. Tunnels give me the creeps. I don't know what she was up to. Uh-oh. 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 Badlands Spider. Oh, fun. Well, at least I go first. I cast spell. Burn! Burn, baby, burn! Yeah, this is gonna be fun, ain't it? Oh boy, looks like there's a bunch of them. Weird beard. Get.
Nice move.
Okay, hopefully most of them are gonna have to run towards me. What do we have? I got Bane, but that'd be rough. Frankly, I'm just gonna cast Guidance on Weirdbeard. Currently, we can't do too much with it. And we'll just kind of close ranks for the time being. We've got 3 more spiders in the area. We already took out 1. They're gonna have to run for me, which gives me effectively another shot. I might actually do an entanglement to keep a couple of them down. Yeah, let's do an entanglement. If I can actually get it to function to my benefit. There we go. I don't actually know how much restraint is really going to help me, but hopefully this keeps that last one from actually getting close. Alright. Yeah, let's just roll in. Stab the spider. I love advantage. I don't love those dice rolls. Hopefully we get some magic weapons at some point. I think that'll really make things easier on me.
Harder.
Now, I could try and get in there. Oh, we don't have a light spell currently. I didn't even think about that. I think it's actually only an issue specifically with the... Oh, they... Oh, wait, no. That one in the back was just trying to get at me. I think it is really only an issue... Now let's shoot the one in the back. Wow. Probably should have done, like, acid splash or something. Oh, that'd do it. Thank you, entanglement. It wasn't until 5th edition that I really started messing with CC, specifically stuff like entangle or spike growth. Spike growth is the real one. Unfortunately, I think that's a druid spell, which makes it a little tougher. Oh. I think it's finally free. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Okay, cast spell. Lights on. There we go. Oh, shoot. What's the button for a short rest? There it is. Oh. I forget to actually roll hit die. Namely on him. Maybe could have waited. Arrows and crossbow. Oh, right. Wait, no, I didn't have that many crossbow bolts. Ooh, what is that? Embroidered silk robe. Not useful. I wonder if we get a merchant at some point soon. At some point at all? That's why I was kind of like, oh man, it would actually be really neat to have like a West Marches style kind of D&D campaign thing set up. So that like, you have your hub, but you keep going back to it, and there's, you know, maybe some of the quests have stories, but it's just the same characters. And you can bring them into, like, user-generated quests and a bunch of other things. Not at all necessary. But I could see that being actually, like, a really good way of handling all this extra user-generated content. Because I really wish I could, do these dungeon... like, dungeon maker modes... with my pre-existing characters, just for the sake of it. Ooh, antitoxins. Would have been useful if we actually gotten hit there. Unless, of course, there's more ahead. There very well could be. Okay. I see some goblin skirmishers. Weirdbeard. Okay, unknown creature. Looks like a person. Okay, money, Manichaelan rosary, and some stuff. Not a lot of cover is my immediate issue. Okay. Did we actually get the hit? Yes! Eagle Matriarch. Not for long! Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, we got some light. Cast spell. What do we have? Can't hit the Matriarch. Could hit the Skirmisher, the Acolyte, not so much the Wolf. Let's hit the Skirmisher. It's kind of out in the open. Finally! That's the good hit that I needed. I'm just gonna have him go forward. And take a plink at this guy. Oh, he almost dead.
We said cautious.
Okay, let's, never mind. Out of range. Alright. It's fine. I don't care too much about stealth. At this point, jig is up. I'm just trying to kill as many people as possible in the first round. Never mind. Okay. Boop.
Well struck.
Okay, so we've got the wolf there. We've got this. You know, I'm honestly just going to rush the Acolyte and see if I can stab him. Wow, I sure did stab him. I feel accomplished with myself today. Burn! At least I think we might get advantage on this shot. Yeah! I love advantage in the morning. Alright, can I... Question. Can I, like, pop over here and stab the wolf over cover? Hell yeah! Aha! Your puny barricade means nothing to Dog Stabber.
That one didn't even fight back.
I mean, so far none of these guys have. This singular goblin skirmisher gets to have his panic moments, and he actually manages to shoot you, which is kind of impressive, all things considered. Oop. That's a really impressive looking spell. Functionally, actually, it's not half bad.
Next time.
The element of surprise is lovely. There we go. We've learned about eagle matriarchs. Just love the idea of these characters being like, huh, what is this stuff? Eagle? Oh. Alright, we got an oil of acuteness. Oh. You're adorable too, game. Treasure chest. And we might be able to open the door. Alright, some more rations. Looks like a poison. Spider's venom gland. Yeah, leave that for later. How many rations are we sitting on? An egregious amount, in fact. I would posit now is a good time to go camping. If I can remember where it is. There it is. Oh, hello. We can level up. I didn't even notice that. Big major thing. Immediately, spell slot's nice. We just get more HP. Like, kind of boring. Really exactly what I need. Not much to do here. I think there's almost nothing to do with this guy. We do get a fighting style. So, when we engage in two-weapon fighting, add our ability modifier to the damage of the second attack, which is pretty good, or bonus to attack rolls with ranged weapons. No. We want to go with that, and we get some spells. Interesting. I forgot Rangers got spells this early. Goodberry is the king, I think. Some of these other ones, like Hunter's Mark, might be pretty good, but like our biggest issue is just lack of HP always. Okay, sorcery points. 1 point per sorcerer level, restored at long rest. Oh, interesting. Different from what I thought it was going to be. Allows the conversion of spell slots into sorcery points and vice versa as a bonus action. And mana drain. Make a melee spell attack. On a successful hit, the target creature takes 1d10 plus your charisma modifier force damage, and you regain a sorcery point. Unfortunately, got to do a short rest to get it back. But that's not bad. That's actually really good. Okay. We can unlearn a spell. I don't care. But we can learn a spell. I do care. I don't know who and what I want to get. I mean, we could try Charm Person. The range ain't great on it, but it might not be terrible all the same. Let's grab it. If somebody gets close to him, he gets them with the charm. And cunning action. You can take a bonus action each of your turns. Disengage or hide. Perfect. Ooh. Looks like we're right at the end, but we have some more stuff. So how do exits work? Does it just drop me at a new location? Because I know there's like 6 or 7 maps as part of all of this. I just don't know how it connects. Looks like it's a smooth transition. Mostly. What is this thing? Handwritten note, 111. 12 Tandwi. 1022. Miss Ice smiled upon us. The merchants didn't even resist. We got the goods. Ah. So we're in the hideout. Caer Falcarn. Damn, didn't think I'd ever come back here. I should probably put them back in cautious mode. Just because. Curious about stuff like chandeliers. I know you can kind of drop them. Sometimes. $23 Tawdry, 1022. Got 12 barrels of wine, 25 baskets of wheat, 13 bushels of potatoes, 12 iron boxes. Yeah, so just what they've rated. And we get more goodies. I certainly hope there's a merchant at some point, otherwise I'm going to be sad about the amount of money that I'm trucking around here. Who be here? This place is kind of fancy for bandits, but then again, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter. So the big immediate problem is we don't have the best cover here. We got 3 people and a trap there. Now, do I have anything fancy? I've got the component pouch. I've got projectile parts. See, this is where like a grenade would come in handy. But I don't have any level 2 spells. I don't have anything fancy that I could lob at them. Please kill. Did I actually get them surprised? Yeah, I got them surprised. Okay, cunning action. Move and act quickly. Okay. Do I not get an attack? I guess not. I guess I'm just gonna move right here. Luckily, this whole place is very well lit, so I can just kind of blast them. Now, we could do something like Bane. Wait, where are these guys? Huh. Oh. So there's a highwayman over there. So this is actually a little bit more two-pronged than I thought it was going to be. You know what? In that case, Sacred Flame, let's see if I can kill the scout. Unfortunately, if there was a person to pass a dex save, it would be them. Frustrating. Okay, so I think that's just... You will get spotted. I, frankly, do not care.
Again.
There we go. That's the carnage I was looking for. Okay. I'm just gonna rush it. We should be able to take this bandit. I'm gonna use this side of the hallway as kind of my own personal battlegrounds cover location. Okay. Use power. Create a spell slot. Create sorcery points. I don't even know what sorcery points are necessarily used for, so that's okay. You know what? Let's get him with a nice stab. That's a nice stab. Yeah, the problem is I don't want to necessarily wait, but I can't do much from here. Unless this has, like, hella range that that this might have hella range. Nope. Delay attack until later this turn. Ranged attack. That's less ranged attack than I was hoping for, admittedly.
Well struck.
I mean, it's okay. We'll be fine. Let's see. Doesn't look like I can shoot from there, but that should be fine. Oh, well, that's frustrating. I screwed that chandelier, I guess. And here's an acolyte. I think we'll be okay. Alright, let's just go the backy stabby. Alright, sure. Why not? Hello, sir. Fortunately, didn't exactly work out for me. Yeah, honestly, Sacred Fire. Sacred Flame. There he goes. Unfortunately, it does Bupkis for damage. But it doesn't really need to do that much. Just soften them. Get soft for me! And then die.
Go on.
Alright. Nope. It's always really satisfying doing a D&D encounter And then not having a single person take a point of damage. At least on my end. I don't care about the enemies. They can take all the damage they want. It will never matter to me. This place looks fancy. So we get just engraved bone dice and more rations. It's like they really want me to go camping a bunch. Whew. These people who are loaded up. Let's go check out this side area. See what we got over here. I might want to go cautious. I don't necessarily know if there's anybody in this area, but I certainly don't want to go into it half-baked. Nope, looks like we're good. And if we're not good, then I deserve it. Alright, anything else? Not overwhelmingly. So we got 2 sets of double doors. Both are kind of here and there. So much food. Very exotic for the most part. I wonder what they can do with it. The menu didn't actually show all the dialogue there. Alright, what about this one? No one. What's behind door number... What door would this be? 3. Okay. It's a lot of not much. Okay, here we go. So, unknown creature, acolyte. Got it. Let's switch to bow. Acolyte, scout. Thug. There we go. Boy, I did not roll hot on my initiative. But I've got them surprised, so I might be able to do some damage here. Okay, I'm gonna just get up close and personal. Does she only have 1 dagger? Has she just been punching people? Did I do that? I have no idea. No, she's got a dagger in her right hand, so... Okay. Yeah, it's the dash action. Yeah, can't move any further. Yeah, I guess I'll just shoot him. If I can take out the thug, I'll feel accomplished. Frankly, that's not light crossbow. Yeah.
Did we not say silent?
Wait. Disadvantage? No. I had advantage. Okay. Now, there's also these orbs, but I don't know what they give me. Alright. Now I have 2 sorcery points. Don't think I care too much. I'm just gonna do all 3 to take out the thug. Nope, didn't work. And I have nothing. That is a tough thug. Not for long, though. He dead. Okay. Not perfect. I was hoping for much better. Ah, it darkened here. They're having trouble hitting me. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so we got some extra bonus boys. I'm gonna put myself in a threatening spot and then hit the acolyte. That way, if the archer wants to move, they're gonna have to work for it.
That's the way.
Okay. Now, we are unlit, so it's probably better that I just use Sacred Flame. Alright, and... Firebolt. Next time I make a party for this game, I'm keeping everybody with low light vision or dark vision. Alright. Yeah, left-handed. I don't know how that happened. That would explain why some of her damage has been bad. She might have just been punching people. But I could be wrong. Anyway, hello! Oh, I see. Just saying there's a trapped chest there. Oh, yeah. It's just gonna be dark for them all the time. I like these odds. Unfortunately, they've got cover. I'm not gonna hit that. Not even close. Yeah, luckily my cleric doesn't need to be in lit conditions to actually know what they're doing. Ooh, 8 radiant damage. That really ticked. But yeah, because it's dark in this room, they're just gonna have so much trouble. Oh, it's nice. Okay, if I go here, because I'm not trying to disengage, I'm just trying to get around. Ow!
Shake it off!
Well, it mostly worked. It's fine. We got so much more HP, and we've got through this fight in record time. 12 to hit. Gosh, these guys are easy. Easy peasy. Cast spell. Sacred Flame. 1 radiant damage. Not great. Okay, let's abort. You know what? We use power. Mana drain. It's a good hit. I don't think he actually gets a sorcerer point, but maybe he does? I don't know. Whew, Scroll of Flaming Sphere too. That's the good stuff. And what do we get inside of it? Nothing fancy. Just some money. Another bit. I should probably mess with some crafting. Oh, they're lights. Frankly, in my professional opinion, okay, there we go. In my professional opinion, it's probably better that we just, I don't know if we want to check this yet. This seems maybe a bit too special. Nope, never mind. It's just bonus loot. Trapped bonus loot, but still. In my professional opinion, it might actually just be better if we leave everything dark. The cleric is the only one that is negatively impacted by darkness. Okay, healing remedy, some viper scales. Doesn't look like anything's magical yet. Yeah. Want to keep an eye out for the really good stuff. Looks like we got another one over there, though that one might not be as useful. Whenever they make that noise, that it scares me that they ran over a trap. That was something that always messed me up in the OG Baldur's Gate games, where like you'd you just tell them to walk, and they just walk straight through traps, and it's just like, no, you fools. I think it was because I didn't have auto pause on trap on, because I was kind of lazy. And I was like, it's never a problem. But then it would be a problem. So we could rest, but I think we're good. You know, maybe a short rest at best. Okay, door cannot be opened. Meaning, I have missed something. What I have missed? I guess actually, now that I'm thinking about it... Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Camera just didn't want to go that way. Oh, that's a door switch. I thought it was a, I thought it was one of the lore stones. And I was wrong.
You don't mind being on your knees, do you?
What? Wow, that's, forward of you? Okay. Yeah, it's just more logs talking about who's getting raided and what. I love infinite inventory space. Like I was saying earlier, I know there's some people that are like, it's unrealistic to not have infinite inventory space but from my own perspective, it's just so much easier. Just be like, yeah, let's just carry everything, sell it eventually. I'll do heavy realism at a later date. In certain games. Oop. Oh, I wasn't incautious. Well, I still go first. That's a good sign. This is not. Okay. With the exception of the bandit captain, who's right there, maybe we'll be okay. Okay, I'm just gonna ready a melee attack. Okay. I thought so. Yeah, let's just hit her. Okay. She's pretty tough. What I'm gonna do is hide my people behind this.
Nice.
And hit her twice. And then move back behind for cover. Oh, right. I forgot about opportunity attacks. Is what it is. This way, they have to come at me. Nice. So now, they're kind of fighting me on my own terms. Disadvantage. Weird beard is unlit. Hell yeah. Oh, that didn't work. Frankly, mob of justice. It's fighting time. Music got good. Damn. Ow. Ow. Okay, cast spell. Very good time for a magic missile. 1, 2, 3. The spy's a little tougher, which is unfortunate, but at least the acolyte ain't bad. I think we're gonna just have to... Well, I might be able to do this. Because that's not a disengage. I just want to hit that spy a bunch of times.
Crush him.
It's working out. Owie. Definitely attack of opportunity. Clearly. There we go. Perfect. I just wanted to put myself in a position where I could potentially take that guy out. Okay. I'm not getting the dual attacks anymore. Weird. I wonder if actually the rapier is not letting me do it. Cure wounds. That's a good heal. Not enough to go back to full, but that's okay. Ow, weird beard. Stop! Desist! Stop cutting the beard! It is not time to shave. I don't care about Charm Person. Could have been a good time for it, though. But it's also a very good time for just, big murder. I like it to big murder.
Good kill.
There we go. Okay. Not seeing anything, like, terribly important. Alright. Let's just start a short rest. That way the sorcerer gets mana drain back, and we can roll some hit dice. Right, because we get multiple of them. Heck yeah. Yeah, I definitely stand by the idea of 5th edition just being the most accessible D&D. Oh no, that's just another lore thing. Did I get that one? I think I did. It's all shiny like I didn't. But yeah, I did.
Sometimes there's simply no choice.
Okay, so I think we want to go back through each and every one of these.
You don't mind being on your knees, do you?
It's just such a weird comment. Oh boy, I probably should have... you know what? I think we'll be fine. We're unlit. These guys are fools. Boop. I don't necessarily have full cover, but like... Alright. I guess we'll just go back. Okay. I'm just gonna ready a ranged attack. In case somebody comes running. I see a thug, a scout, and a bandit. The bandit's got a serious case of the triangle beard. Okay. Ready. Cantrip attack. Just put her right there. Ready, melee attack. I don't know if anybody's actually coming for these guys. It's a long way. I don't know if that's intentional, but the critical miss sound was great. I doubt dashing is actually going to work for me. Wait, if I do a cunning action, then a dash, then I think we can attack. Yep. Unfortunately, our initiative is maybe a little too good. Let's switch back to these. Go put holes in this man.
Well struck.
Now, here's the question. Yeah, this guy's got disadvantage. Still hit me. But many of them do not have low light vision. And that is... It's interesting playing these games and realizing just how many of these like tactical advantages I always took for granted, because me and my dungeon master, you know, in these situations, it was just like, no, we're not even going to think about that sort of thing. But the answer is like, but if you do think about it like really hard, there's a lot you can do that like really really gives certain players and creatures advantages. Okay. Cunning action, disengage. Let's start moving forward. We want to take out that archer. Goodbye now. Okay. And turn. And yeah, can use other players for cover. Which is actually kind of nice. Whee. Ooh, good hit. Good hit. I forgot that you could actually use other players for cover. No, nothing. Cast spell, guidance, him. Might as well. Can't hit anything else. Ooh, that was weirdly shrill. Nope, actually hit me. Ow. Rude. Rude, dude. Wow.
More.
Not enough. I'm just hearing my own party member in the background being like, more! Oh. Grr. Though, question. It's in a cell. Maybe ogre not so big of a problem. Definitely there. Definitely something I might have to contend with, but sucker's got a club and is locked inside a cell.
Perfect.
And maybe me finding this little kind of workaround actually worked out for me. Because I don't actually know how it's going to get to me. Nope. Can't do it. Cast spell. Guidance. Can't do. Abort. End turn. Oh. It threw a javelin. But I think that was its only javelin. Alright. Oh, it's a big sucker.
Again. Harder.
Let's see. Cunning action. Dash. We're gonna move here. That way she's up close and personal. And he can get a shot. Because it's gonna take a bit to get through this ogre. Boy, what was his AC? I have no idea, but it's gotta be low. Cast spell. More fire! More fire. Alright. Now are we within line of sight of this ogre? I'm just gonna be over here. Could do a healing word? Nah, I think I'll just wait. Oh no! That doesn't make any sense. I forgot. Gosh darn it. Whatever, it's fine. The biggest issue is I bet if I heal her, she's just immediately gonna get downed. Oh well, doing it anyway. Whee! Well, she's already down. Prone. Let's do a cunning action, disengage. Vengeance! Vengeance! Stinking ogre. Well, on the plus side, ogre is dead. And it looks like we already found the secret button that actually opens the way to where the ogre was. Let's see. Now, is there anything in this, like, little sepulcher area? Or whatever it is? Doesn't look like it. Sepulcher? Okay. And we got the button. Why don't we just do a short rest? I don't think we get any spell slots back, but we can at least get her some HP. Yeah, That's a good value. Damn it! Well, at least I go first. Why would somebody put doggos in here? Why would somebody put so many doggos in here? Unless I just shot my ally. Well, that didn't work. Fine. I'm just gonna go up and just hope for the best.
Impressive move, my friend.
There we go. Yeah, I'll take it. Can we just shoot it? There we go. What's with all these weird bonus dogs in very strange places? I don't know. Alright, loot it properly this time. I really gotta stay in cautious mode. This game, it does not want me to do anything short of that. Looks like we leveled up though, which I dig. Okay, crossbow bolts are for her. Arrows are for him. Crossbow bolts, arrows for her. There we go. Well, I guess doubly good reason for me to go... Hello. Oh, that might just be a lore stone. It's just a lore stone behind the tapestry. Alright, whatever. Grab this. Press button. There we go. Now we can get out of this place. Now, what I could do is immediately leave. But what I should do is level up, because I'm not actually sure if there's any other good camping spots at all nearby. Because if I go to the other side and there's no camping, we lose the level up and everybody is sad. Namely me. Especially me. Start long rest. I gotta play some more CRPGs. There's just something joyous about this. 30 HP. That's good stuff. Oh. Ranger archetype. Okay. Hunter's prey. Reaction shot. When a visible opponent 2 cells or more from you attacks you with a ranged weapon or spell, you can do a reaction shot. Or... Ooh. Shadow Tamer. When in dim light or darkness, you gain advantage on dexterity saving throws. And Dark Slayer, anything that has low light vision, I can specifically do extra damage to it. Not bad. Not amazing. Target a creature, attempt to pull it if it fails a strength contest, and while in dim or no light, you have advantage on stealth, perception, investigation checks, and gain tremor sense. Fun. Marksman. Step back. When you're within melee range, you can use your bonus action to move back 1 cell, so the old 5-foot step, and recycle or craft arrows every time you rest, or Hunter. Choose one of the following options: escape the horde, multi-attack defense, or steel will. Oh, Colossus Slayer. Your tenacity can wear down the most potent of foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its hit point maximum. You can deal this extra damage only once per turn. Giant Slayer. When a larger creature within 1 cell of you hits or misses you with an attack, you can immediately hit it back. Or Horde Breaker. Once on each of your turns, when you down an opponent, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature. I like the idea of the Colossus Slayer. Actually, because that, as far as I can tell, once per turn I just do an extra 1d8 points of damage to whatever I'm hitting. And we usually don't kill things that quick, so it's nice. And let's grab Hunter's Mark, which I should probably start using. Alright, the Sorcerer levels up. Oh, do we get a level 2? Yeah, we do. Oh, Meta Magic. Okay. So if the source spell targets one creature, this adds another one. Oh, and these have a sorcery spell cost. Depends on the level. Heightened spell, roll the savings throw with disadvantage. Extended spell doubles the duration, up to a maximum 24 hours. All damage dice of 1 and 2 are re-rolled. That's better than the old empowered spell for sure. Extra range. Allied creatures are not bothered. I think I'm going to grab Twin Spell and Careful Spell, because I like the idea of those. Alright, and now, unlearn a spell, don't care. Class spells. Select a spell to learn. I mean, there's Scorching Ray, ranged hit, potentially targets up to 3, does 2d6 damage. Oh, I see. So it's actually 3 targets at 2d6. Not bad. Not bad. Shatter, which is 3d8 damage in an AoE of 2-cell radius. It's okay. Levitate, Misty Step, Hold Person, Bark Skin, which he already has. So the question is, do I want beak damage? Do I want darkness to just potentially screw people over? I'm going to go Scorching Ray, I think, for the time being. Shatter is probably going to be the other one I want to grab. I was hoping Flaming Sphere was still a 2nd level spell, but I think it got shuffled around. I don't know. I thought he used to be a 2nd level. Okay, Roguish Archetype. So what do we got? Thief. Fast Hands. Nah. Darkweaver. Bonus proficiency with poison. Climbing no longer costs extra movement. When hitting an enemy on lower ground, no. Shadowcaster. All of these I'm kind of indifferent about. Advantage on stealth. And when you hit with a melee weapon and deal at least 1 point of damage, it's just automatically poisoned. Well, guess I'm going Darkweaver. I really gotta mess with poison at some point in some of these, because I feel like poison could get real gnarly if I actually utilized it. The problem is I've got... Oh, no, I'm going the wrong direction. I've got really bad elixir syndrome where it's just like, oh man, I got poisons. That's cool. I'm never going to use them because they're kind of limited in supply. And then I just, like, never do. Is what it is, what it is. Alright, let's go dump this off. Or dump this off. Let's go grab the treasure. Hit the exit. Ooh, there's a lot, too. And we get a diamond. A chest. Or a crate. Crate has a bunch of supplies. Money, which I don't know, is useful for maybe something, maybe. And a bunch of goodies. I'm not seeing anything, like, terribly magical, so I'm just going to kind of hoard whatever and not think about it. Alright, next area. So it looks like we're transferring from map to map very smoothly. So it looks like it just calls up the next map smoothly. I was wondering about that. You wisely choose to stop in an abandoned mine to rest before entering the necropolis, only to be waylaid by bandits lying in wait. Hi, rude. I was going to do an outro. Oh, they're tough bandits, too. Okay, so we got a highwayman. And we got some friends. Okay. I'm gonna just try and kill the highwayman. Yeah, so Colossus Slayer is just gonna be proccing constantly. Often with my second hit, which I think works really well for me. Ooh, good hit. I'm just gonna kind of leave them there. Alright, so what else we got? Cast spell, I see 2. The Scout and the Bandit Captain. Scout ain't bad. Bandit Captain maybe a little bit more so. What is this? Oh, cast it with the higher thing. So we also have Lesser Restoration and Aid. We might have actually had some other spells that I could have equipped, but is fine. Rude. Also rude. Please stop hitting my dwarf. I guess he can take it. He's pretty tough. Okay, cast spell. Scorching Ray. 1, 2, 3. Whee! It's like the really jerkish version of Magic Missile. Didn't actually hit for nearly as much as I was hoping it would. But that's okay. You must die. Yeah, Colossus Slayer is kind of like a... I'm not going to call it a weak version of Magic Missile. Fine. We're just going to focus her.
More.
Yeah, those sneak attacks get gnarly. How much HP does she have left? 9. Too tough for my blood. Sacred Fire. Sacred Flame. That scout doesn't even have a... Doesn't even have good dexterity. Just rolls well. Cheating. Okay, cast spell. I want to do another Scorching Ray. Oh, ignore that. Oh boy. Please die, Scout.
Hey, that was mine.
No, it wasn't. You had nothing to do with that person. Why are you calling dibs on that? That's weird. It's like the anti-version of the Kill Stealer, where you get mad about somebody stealing your kill, even though you had nothing to do with it. I remember hunting for, like, ultra-rare mobs in World of Warcraft, and there was always that kind of, like, odd feeling of just, like, well, we might as well read about this. And okay, stone looks different. It's Laranek. We've come to the necropolis. Let's tread with caution here. So we found the secret entrance. Egrain, make sure the goods delivered here are brought to a safe place. Cool. Down we go. I don't need to camp. You know, I said we should level up before we come through the door. I was right. Anywho, I think we've come to the end of our time. I am having a good time with this, and honestly, I might stick around and just, like, finish this off for another episode when it fits my schedule. After surviving the ambush in the abandoned mine, you find the entrance to the necropolis. Out of curiosity, how much do I even have left? That's the one thing to check. Workshop support. Yeah, so if you want to make these yourselves, you're more than welcome to. Oh. Okay, so it looks like we just cleared out... I think we're on map 3. Because, yeah, we just finished Stronghold. And then the mines was just that short little bit there. So we still have Caer, Falcarn, Necropolis, Palace, and then Necropolis again, and then exit. Maybe? I'm not entirely clear on how this works. Yeah, Necropolis, Palace, Necropolis again, the lower level, and then the way out. Perfect. Alright, so there's at least enough for, like, kind of 3 episodes of this. I might stick with it and finish it, just because, like, I actually really do enjoy playing CRPGs. We will see. I think the addition to the Sorcerer is great, and honestly, with the meta magic and the Sorcerer point system, it actually seems really cool, and I kind of want to see more of that. Just in terms of, like, functionality, Sorcerers always just felt like you had a more restrictive spell list, but you were so much more flexible within that. And that was something that just always drew me. Yeah, drew me, I guess. I was gonna say it's like it draws me to Sorcerers more so, but tensing English. But Sorcerers are just so much more flexible and so much more interesting to play with from my perspective, in my opinion, than Wizards. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should actually give Wizards more time of day than I have been. But I gotta rep my Sorcerer boys. They're so good. So, with all that said, I pretty much had all the talking points to the beginning, but just to reiterate, Solasta, Crown of the Magister is out on Steam. It's been out on Steam for a while. It was in early access. Now it's in 1.0. They're still adding stuff to it, though, but the main campaign itself, I'm not going to say is fairly short, but it's not like a tremendously long thing, so you could finish that and then wait for more content to be added, come back for more. and play around with some other things. I'm really hoping they add the Druid or the Bard next, because both of those have, like, a lot of interesting toys to play with as well. And I really like Solasta's... like, I really dig their spin on each one of these classes. Like, I haven't seen some of these archetypes before. And maybe there's the possibility that I just haven't been paying attention and missed, like, a number of these class paths? I don't know. But there's a very real possibility that, like, they cooked a number of these up. I would love to buy, like, a Solasta campaign setting / like, you know, all of the extra little bits, talking about the Scavengers Guild that gets all your loot for you, the extra class options, stuff like that. I'd love to see a book like that, just purely... You know what, I should get rid of this trap before I just walk over it like a fool. But I'd love to see that sort of thing as well once they're positively done. Wait, that was an interesting looking bow. What is it? Primed longbow. What is a primed longbow? Enchanted. It needs a catalyst to unlock its potential. So it's a regular longbow, but apparently I might be able to turn it fancy. I'll have to look into that sort of thing. But for now, thank you all. Whoops. There we go. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And thank you once again, Tactical Adventures, for sponsoring this video. It's a ton of fun playing Solasta, and I really got to come back and just play it on my own anyway. But like I was saying, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.